Hello, welcome. We're doing more Hildibrand, and yeah, let's get to it. Paraga and his family are the nicest people. They got such gentle eyes and long snouts too, longer than anyone I've met in Eorzea. The man with the sack, indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Alsdal's path, then went over to the fountain where he met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. This is incredible, isn't it? It reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Godbert at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector's back on his feet, we'll have to show him. A man with a large sack. Ha, you bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. At first I told him to get lost, that bird and I go way back and so forth. But he was in a hurry, and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental. And now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. Did he say where he was planning to go next? He was muttering something about having to get to Saltwind's welcome in a hurry. Probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Excuse me. Did you hear that, yo? We need to head to Saltwind's welcome right away. If you want to catch your man, you should look for him at Saltwind's welcome. I can't imagine that he's moved on that quickly, unless he rode my bird to death. He did seem to be in a rush, but surely he would not have done such a terrible thing. And this traveling merchant just doesn't care. Alright. Whoop. Flew right by him. Burr. Here we are, which means the mysterious man with the mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Over there, that man is definitely up to no good. Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator. We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. Ah, Mr. Chupacabra. But he expressly told us he had put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well, your payment as promised. My client will be most pleased. Okay. Sure. Oh no, he's gone to feed the inspector to that giant sea monster. It's an honor and a pleasure as always, Dr. Legray. I have faith this specimen will meet with your satisfaction. So this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world. The Mandeville Man. None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived a journey to Dalmurud itself, and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. Yes, it's good. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never awake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest of warriors can't fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body, mine to command, I will extract a bloody, glorious revenge. Forgive my boldness, Dr. Logray, but when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not, with the Telepore gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And gladly shall I accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolve never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comeuppance. No, not you, not now, but I must away. Wait, Dr. Luguene, my payment. Wake up, Inspector. Just chucks it. Good throw. Could it be the world's no longer purple? Stop moving, damn you. You're supposed to be the comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. Mommy. Wow. Not again. Huh. Reminds me of 7 with the huge materia for some reason. No! What is this game? I say, that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to. But more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants. But rejoice, for Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. That... Really? Okay, so there are aliens. That dude wasn't crazy. Wait, Inspector. Besides the lockbirds, of course. I knew it, an alien abduction, and to think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Thavnarian Truth shall be the best one yet. And just when I thought we finally had the inspector back, off he went, and then came back, and then floated off again. I know it's not my first time that he's taken to the skies without warning. But still, it's always a little disappointing. Still, there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to rats at hand. Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again, and where have you gone? No, this won't do. Get it together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant, Nashu, will solve the mystery of your disappearance again. And don't you worry, yo. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Meanwhile, in Merlimentatorium. Whoa. How's these guys? I forget, are they from 8 or 9? I think 8, if I'm not mistaken. That's it. Well, that was a nice little send-off. Should I keep going? It's only been 20 minutes, might as well start the next part of it. Yo, I have a new lead, and just as I promised, you're the first to know. Before we get into the details though, I should give you back your soul container. I gave it a good scrub first, of course. Being the gentleman that he is, I'm sure the inspector wouldn't want to leave any lingering spiritual odors. There, now you can listen to my findings without having distracting thoughts like, when is Nashu going to give me back my soul container? Now, as for the lead I mentioned, I was stumbling through a periodical and found an article on alien abduction. The way it was described was almost exactly what happened to the inspector. It even had a little diagram of a man swimming in midair. Anyway, the author seemed convinced that the victim had been taken to the moon. Why does this sound like the kind of rubbish that Thought Narrating Truth publishes? That's because it is. You remember Dorian, the editor in Greece? He was the one who wrote it, and he plans on doing research for the next edition on the moon itself. Apparently, there's a portal or something in Garlemald that will take you straight there. Oh, but a world-hopping adventurer like you must have been to the moon already. I know it like the back of your hand, I bet. I thought so. It'll be nice to have an expert guide up there to help me search for clues. What say you? To the moon, Nashu. Right, I'll start packing my bags. I don't know what the weather is like on the moon, but I remember Garlemald being a bit chilly the last time I was there. Oh, it's much, much colder than I remember. I sure hope this lunar gate is close. The Tower of Babel, you mean that big spiky spire? Well, we definitely shouldn't get lost on the way there. Let's get moving. So this thing will send us up to the moon, just like that. Courage, Nashu. The world is in grave danger and the people deserve to know. I have to reach the moon so I can expose the truth. As I have explained to you twice already, I can only allow passage to authorized travelers, which you are not. Ah, you're with them, aren't you? The aliens have infiltrated every layer of our society. What in blazes are you talking about? I'm a Dalmascan born and raised. Oh look, it's Dorian, the editor-in-briefs. That Delian editor-in-chief, thank you very much. And you were friends of the abducted, I believe? Yo, greetings. Are you acquainted with this man by any chance? No, nor am I affiliated with him in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't think so. He doesn't seem the kind of company a hero like you would keep. But yo, aren't you forgetting the whole conversation we had with Dorian back at Radsat Han? Yo, as in Yosun, slayer of gods, savior of Ishgard, liberator of the provinces, stealer of pants. How did I fail to recognize such an unbelievably famous individual? As a champion of the people, you have a duty to lead us through this fact. Strangling checkpoint. We cannot let your comrade's abduction go unsolved. He needs you, and the world needs my next article. And you believe he was taken to the moon? Well, that certainly sounds like an emergency to me. Your acquaintance here seems sincere in his desire to help, so I will grant him special dispensation to accompany you just this once. You may proceed to the Nethergate. Mysterious forces have thrust us together, and though I trust the fates about as much as I trust that obviously compromised gate guard, I will leave no moonstone unturned. The truth is up there. Huh. Is this it? Are we here? Oh, the moon is just as white and shiny up close, but not made of cheese, and no sign of the Inspector Hildibrand either. So we've already arrived. The Emperor's technology is more advanced than I feared. Over there, the aliens have built some kind of forward base on the lunar surface. We must sneak in and blow the lid on their invasion plans. Looks like Dorian has a lead. Come on, we should follow him. Interesting. Aliens, honest to God aliens. I never expected them to be so tall, or so small and bunny-like. Welcome. If I had known I was receiving so many visitors, I would have sent for more tea. That voice speaking inside my head. I don't know the words, but their meaning is clear. Are they wielding psychic powers to try and brainwash me? You alright in there, friend? Need help with anything in particular? And this one speaks our tongue fluently. Learned it from your Charlian collaborators, I'll wager. Don't think you'll fool me with your adorable bunny nose and silken ears. I'll print the truth before you arrive to beguile my fellow men. You're one of Orianche's friends, aren't you? I'm not sure who or what put such odd ideas into your companion's head, but would you mind setting him straight for me? The leopards are not alien invaders, although their adorableness does belie their capacity for shenanigans. They got to you, too, didn't they? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I've heard the rumors about the disbanded Scions of the Seventh Dawn. The formerly secret society has in truth become all the more secret, in that it may pull our leader's strings from the shadows. Hold it right there, mister. I won't stand here and listen to you slander Yo or this lovely bunny any longer. You better not libel them together, either. We actually came in search of Inspector Hildibrand, a dashing gentleman who we think was brought here by a shiny flying saucer. You wouldn't happen to have seen either of them around here, would you? I'm afraid I have seen neither. Long was it my duty to keep watch, but as the need for constant vigilance has since ended, I have grown accustomed to idleness. It's rather refreshing, really. Anyway, perhaps the Loporus may have observed this man or his abductor. Good for the watcher. Being able to relax. I feel I would have remembered if I had. The others might have seen something, though. Why don't I take you over to Bestway's burrow, and you can ask them about it yourself? That sounds like a wonderful idea. Please lead the way. If nothing else, getting an eyeful of the facilities we built for the benefit of mankind should help reassure your suspicious friend there. Oh, it just takes me here. Kinda wanted to talk to the Watcher, but that's cool. I knew it. Seeing the burrow in all its magnificence has left your friend speechless. Good gods. So many bunnies. If they can build a forward base on this scale, then what hope does mankind have against them? Oh, for the love of carrots, this is not a military operation. Do you see any cannons or assault crafts? We haven't any weaponry at all. Take your time and chat with whomever you like. As for me, I've got perfectly insinuous and not at all nefarious things to do. Bye now. Right then, let's get on with the investigation. Oh, I just want to nibble on their fuzzy little ears. I'm taking notes on everything in this base. Floor plans, personnel, abstract tree structures. My next issue will expose the entire operation. An aetherite, a conventional tool for meeting with their Charlian conspirators, no doubt. Oh, they'll tell you aetherites were an elegant invention, but it was really just one of the many alien technological secrets received in exchange for their undying loyalty. Link pearls, too. Be careful what you say on those private calls. The Charlians are always listening. I can't with this guy. Look, they even have an aetherite here. Oh, I often stretch my legs out there under the stars, but can't say I've noticed anything out of the ordinary. Sorry. Not to worry, we'll try our luck elsewhere. Thank you. Furry-faced liars, a lot of them. They're probably hiding an entire fleet of alien attack craft. Did that man call me a furry-faced liar? I must have heard him wrong. Gore, that's a big fan. It must get hot in here. A propulsion engine, of course, this is no mere moon. You'll know the satellite upon which we stand was never a natural celestial body, right? It was a grand fabrication of the ancients. They were in contact with the aliens even back then, but the purpose of their ambitious construction has eluded us until now. It's obvious that the moon is a colossal starfaring vessel. Oh, ever since we built the Exitron 6000, we get all kinds of people around here. Could you describe your missing friend in a bit more detail? Well, he's very gentlemanly and dapper, if you look past the almost certainly tattered state of his clothing. Though their fashion sense can be a bit eccentric, our visiting adventurers are always dressed impeccably. Not to be rude, but I've been feeling your friend would have stood out in that crowd. He's probably strapped to a table somewhere even as we speak, enduring unspeakable experiments. From what I've pieced together so far, the giant alien is the master, and all these smaller xeno bunnies are artificial life forms created to serve as minions in his armies. Their harmless appearance is part of the strategy. As soon as you let your guard down, snap, they take you down like a pack of tiny herbivorous wolves. DeLorean has some interesting theories, doesn't he? Being nibbled to death by a mob of cuddly bunnies doesn't sound like a bad way to go. Once you find your friend, you should come back and give the Exitron a whirl. I guarantee you'll love it 6,000. No gentleman in ragged clothes, I'm afraid, but I did spot an object in flight that I couldn't immediately identify. It was while I was out gathering materials in the south of Mare Lematorium. I presumed it was just some allig and relic or new species of floating jellyfish, and didn't think too much of it. Now that sounds promising. Thank you for your time. What's this then? A pod for growing new xeno bunnies? They must plan to produce them in the millions and overwhelm us with sheer fuzzy numbers. Ah, how could I have been so blind? Those aren't ears, they're psychic wave generators. They lure people close with their precious little faces and then bam, brainwashed. I figured it all out then, alien scum, and once the world reads my special edition, your dreams of domination will be done for. Ah. What a strange and oddly aggravating man. Is he a friend of yours too? He thinks he's a friend to the people, but I don't think any people are his friends. Well put, Nashu. Right, let's get out there and find that flying object. Do you know which direction is south? Wait, I'm coming with you. Don't leave me alone with the brainwashing Xeno bunnies. Talk to the Watcher, man. The reports have told me of your victory over Meteon. It is a relief to know Heidelin's wish for Aetherius and her people was granted. She is not here to revel in your victory, but so long as there is life on Aetherius, her spirit shall live on. In the soothing summer rains and gentle spring breezes, she will be with you always. How nice. Nah, she was romping around with Argos, already forgetting why she was out here. Dalian is searching high and low for any sign of alien vessels, like a true professional. Oh, hello. Ah, there it is. And there it goes. Come on, we can't let it get away. We did it, yo. We found the inspector. Case closed. Horrendous. Only aliens could subject a man to such a callous and physically impossible fate. Oh shit. Are my eyes playing tricks on me, or do you see a whole field of planted hildibrands? Hildibrands. Well, well, what a delightful surprise to see you here, wherever here happens to be. Has he been cloned? My, what an impressive specimen of gentleman you are, good sir. The same could be said of you, my good man. Is this an extraneous gentleman's club, if I may be so bold as to join you? This is so stupid. Like Pikmin. What in the name of the occult is happening here? Where did they all come from? Could be their Hildibrand clones grown in an alien laboratory's flesh vats. Imposters, you mean? Don't worry, I know just how to find the real Inspector. Yep. Cease and desist, Nashu. Use your powers of deduction, not destruction. They're all so authentic and synchronized. I honestly can't tell the difference. Ah. Well, look no further, for I am the one and only Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire. The one and only. I believe that would be me, good sir. How odd. I think you will find that I am the original Hildibrand. Oh, I am more than certain that I am Hildibrand. As am I. Could it be that we are all Hildibrand? How positively marvelous. I propose we celebrate this auspicious moment as only a mob of Manderville men can. I see. What manner of waking nightmare is this? Wow. None of them were Hildibrand. Apologies for the confusion, my friends. I assure you that this time you stand in the presence of the inimitable Hildibrand Heldier Maximilian Manderville. And this diminutive blue chap here is my new associate, Master Poo Poo. Like its eyes. Another alien species. Of course, you're building a clone army to invade our star, and what we stumbled upon was a field test. I do not believe we've had the pleasure, my excitable fellow, but I promise you that the amicable Master Poo-Poo has no desire to wage any clone wars. Then what's this all about? Are you telling me you weren't abducted? A simple misunderstanding. Oh, what a charming little rascal you are. An offshoot of the Mandragora family, perchance? Poo-Poo, I see. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Master Poo-Poo. Might I inquire as to our current whereabouts? I had but recently reunited with Nashu and Yo, and would greatly appreciate it if you could convey me back to my prior location. Splendid. Full speed ahead, my dear fellow. Steady on now. This is not what I had in mind. My word, you've generated a veritable battalion of identical gentlemen. Surely the world could never safely contain so much pure Mandevalian magnificence. Could you perchance reverse the process? Oh gods, no, not like that. Mommy. Thus I have concluded that Master Poo-Poo has no grasp of the common tongue, and his true intentions, while surely peaceable, remain woefully unclear. It was only through frenzied gestures that I managed to direct him back here and have him clean up our Mandeville multiplicity incident. A great distance from here. From a star. I hail. I came in search of a friend whose communications halted mid-exploration. All this way to aid a comrade in distress, you say? The devotion, the determination, your touching story has sunk its hooks into my heart. Fear not, my blue-hued friend, for I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have attached myself to this case like a stubborn barnacle on a kraken's behind. I swear to you, here and now, I shall scour all of creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the missing comrade that you so desperately seek. I am glad you are here to ward off any more misunderstandings. Mr. Poo-Poo's eyes make me feel dizzy, like swirls that go around and around and around. An entirely new species of alien, the next issue of the Truth will need to be a special double edition. Tell me, yo, how is it that you're able to understand Poo-Poo's language? The power of echoes. Ah, you mean persistent repetition. It sounds similar to the Mandeville art of parley. You're saying you have an extrasensory ability that allows communication with aliens? How fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Pending mysteries aside, I am glad indeed to once more be in the company of my faithful assistant and still contemporary both. So begins the case of the silent correspondent. Not to rain on your parade, but my friends who was somewhere on your stars stopped sending me messages. It's not a lot to go on. I spent years investigating the existence of aliens, and recent experiences notwithstanding, they are not that easy to find. Then you don't know Inspector Hildibrand. He'll solve this case as he solved countless others, with unerring perception and panache. Ah ha! Well said, Nashu. I need but relinquish conscious thoughts to investigate. Instinct, and the clues will flow to me forthwith. Lose yourself in the deductive current, Inspector? You're channeling, aren't you? Contacting a higher power to breach the veil of mystery. Another fascinating development. Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over. Thought you'd like to know that I spotted the chap you were asking about. You know, the well-muscled gentleman with the tattered clothing and dazzling teeth. You mean this gentleman, we found him too? Well, that can't be right. I just saw him in the north of Mare Lemuritorium, and he ran the other way when I called out. I don't understand how he could have arrived before me. I have a feeling, Mr. Bunny, sir, that what you saw was an imposter. Yo, would you mind asking Mr. Poo Poo if he was growing any more inspectors on the moon? I only created a single batch, but one did manage to escape the vaporation beam. That individual's behavior was unpredictable, a flaw in the cloning process, I'm afraid. Well, this won't do at all. We cannot have a flawed inspector running around besmirching the Manderville name. Master Poo Poo, I must ask that we hunt down and liquidate my other self as soon as possible. Might we delay the search for your comrade until the deed is done? The imperfect clone was of my making. It is only right that I redress my mistake first. So begins the case of the imposter inspector. Oh, that does sound exciting. If you don't mind me coming along, I can show you the place where I saw the imposter inspector. Cat. Okay. That's enough. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It was right around here. I was wondering what the other nefarious abilities this so-called amiable alien is hiding. My ship's matter duplication facility is prone to the occasional glitch. I should probably have that looked at. Steep. Okay. I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. Okay. I spy with my little eye, no dashingly detective gentleman. You can't have made it that far on foot. Why don't we try searching the immediate area, scan the horizon, that kind of thing. Then I suggest we split up so we can cover more ground. Nashu, Yo, and I will investigate to the west. Right, I'll take the other two and head east. Splitting the party again and you're leaving me with the aliens? Oh, relax, bright eyes. We'll have a nice chat and I can disabuse you of all those strange conspiratorial notions. Oh, and we can get to know our new friend here. Let us be on our way as well, with you and the band, if you please. When you're up in the sky, our world's a pizza pie. Oh, so pretty. Being on the moon reminds me of that time I was blasted all the way to Dalmode. I do believe that was a personal best in terms of distance flung. A goldsmithing hammer is lodged in the thinker's carcass. It appears to have been dealt a single swift killing blow. For the bugs grow up here, don't they? This hammer, surely it cannot be. Nay, it does not bear thinking about. Come along, nothing to see here. Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I've never seen the night sky so clearly. Now that you mention it, it's been nighttime the entire time I've been here. How much longer until dawn breaks, do you think? What a dazzling display of stars. Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I've never seen the sight so clearly. Okay. Another goldsmithing hammer, another killing blow that bespeaks unparalleled strength. Ah, it looks like he's yawning. The hammer's stuck in his head spoils the effect, though. He cannot be here. Why would he be here? That's a goldsmithing tool, isn't it? It does look awfully familiar. And yet completely unrelated to our case. Moving on, people, moving on. Trail of fancy footprints. A set of gentlemanly tracks leads northeast. Well, that's weird. They're inside. Their models are standing in each other. Ah, in the sand, in the snow, or in a half film of moon dust. I'd recognize those fancy footprints anywhere. They're a perfect copy of mine. Our fugitive imposter must be just up ahead. I sense a gentlemanly presence. He is close, very close. No clones in the northeastern quadrant that we could see. That's clever. Mr. Poo Poo can scout for us from the air. Aha! I found me. Why? Why did I flee? He seems so sad, downcast, very un-Inspector-like. A flawed creation, to be sure. Such negative emotions would never mar the heart of a true Manderville man. Oh, it's Godbert. Praise thou for his patience. 'Twould seem my beloved Hildy has been awoken from his unnatural slumber. Abandoning my gentlemen comrades to save myself, my pride in worse tatters than my maltreated wardrobe. My fatherly love denied, unthinkable, unless that is not my son. Every time. Another Meese arrived? I'll not turn tail and run this time, no sir. Hildibrand to the rescue. Round and round as fast as I can, and I can't slow down. I'm a Manderville man. Manderville dance of the ephemeral twins. Oh shit. Oh yeah, that face. I remember finding that. There's a purpose for it. Well, this I did not expect. That's great. Now I know I'm dreaming. That can't possibly be real. Ah, that was a little something we were preparing to welcome the people of Aetheris. I almost forgot it was still there. Was that a red Omega screen? Or am I just crazy? It is. Oh, and Enkidu. The barrage appears to have stopped, but just look at all this junk. Please be sure to pick up your litter before you leave. The moon belongs to everyone, you know. Aho. Aw, that's sad. A little fucked up. Hildibrand, Hildir Maximilian Vanderville. How glad I am to see you up and about. Your mother will be beside herself with joy. I only stand before you now thanks to Nashu, who stood ever vigilant at my beside, and to Yo, who ferried my soul back from across the rift. My son is indeed blessed with comrades of quality. You have my heartfelt gratitude. To you, Master Poo-Poo, I extend my apologies. In my excitement, I fear I have broken your starship. If there is aught I can do to help effect repairs, you have only to ask. My vessel experienced a temporary malfunction, but there was no major structural damage. It brings me relief and joy to hear it. Might I have a word, Yo? I had actually come to the moon in search of a certain rare ore, and by Thal's good graces, my quest has been successful. The ore, however, is but the first step of a longer saga. Meet me back at Ratza'an, and I will explain the role I wish you to play. Yes, I think it's best we make the journey starwards. We'll not find Master Poo-Poo's friends from up here unless someone pack it. packed in extremely affilious spyglass. Anybody? No. Then home it is. For years, I've chased after the supernatural and inexplicable, but to encounter so much of it in such a short span of time, my mind still reels from the implications. Yet, I must keep my gaze focused beyond the veil. A chance like this comes only once in a lifetime. Oh, it's nice that it just takes you back here. You needn't worry about the clones returning to plague you. The vaporization ray disassembles matter on a molecular level. See, I told you I recognized those hammers. A good inspector never forgets a tool. Now begins the hard work of compiling my notes into a structured account of events. There is so much to say, I may need to stretch this over several articles. Ah, how lovely to be back on the star of my birth. Father did not tarry to chat, but said something about returning here with a trusted employee. Well, we've no time for further familial pleasantries. Nashu and I must devote all our mental energies to the chase of the silent correspondent. My keen inspector's sense impels me to begin our search in that direction. Make haste, my companions, for justice waits for no man, not even one who is a little and blue. Inspector, wait, can't justice make an exception for me? His channeling appears to be remarkably effective. Fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Yo, forgive me, I seem to have been laboring under a misconception. After spending some time with the Xeno Bunnies, it has become clear to me that they have not the slightest intention of invading our star. They are no threat to us. Yay. But he is, you know of whom I speak. That devious Master Poo-Poo and his diabolical devices devised solely for world domination. I shall have to investigate him further to learn the intricacies of his plans, but I may require your aid, not to mention your interpretation. I'll even pay you a retainer fee, so please, when the time comes, join me on my quest for the truth. My apologies for the wait. Shall we proceed to business then? The task at hand concerns nothing less than a family legacy. The reconstruction of the historically significant and astronomically magnificent Mandibular weapons. They were the designs of a distant ancestor, you see. While the originals have long since vanished, the manual containing the secrets of their construction survived. A precious heirloom passed down through generations of Mandibules. Why the sudden passion for weaponsmithing? "'Tis true that as a goldsmith I've had little occasion for crafting implements of war. Why this project and why now, you may very well ask. Then I shall very well tell you. The tale begins not so long ago. I was here in Radzat to discuss a deal with an up-and-coming merchant. The matter in question was an acquisition proposal. Alas, the talk soured, so I made preparations to depart. It was then that the sky burst into flame. You know all too well what horrors followed. I did my best to defend the citizenry from the beasts which spawned, yet I could not save them all. Save far too few, in fact. The memory of it haunted me day and night, and I found myself unable to work. But then I heard the news of how you and your companions had ventured forth to banish the evil at its source. You forged on in the face of deepest despair, and it gave me the courage to do the same. I took a good hard look in the looking glass and asked, what can Godbert Mandeville do to safeguard the people of this star? Thus did I realize that I had both the knowledge and the skill to forge the greatest of weapons, that I might empower others to protect themselves and their fellow man. So I began going down the list, acquiring the necessary materials with single-minded purpose. One of these was a goodly chunk of purest vanadium ore, a metal found exclusively in meteorites, and that only rarely. I searched high and low, scouring impact sites and consorting with kobolds, all to no avail. Then, when none was to be found on Hydaelyn, I set my sights on the moon, where I at last obtained a sizable sample. Now I say at last, but the list of materials goes on. If I'm to collect the rest of in a timely fashion, I must employ the help of a comrade of quality. When you can spare a moment from adventuring or aiding my dear son in his inspecting, pray drop a word in the ear of my manservant here. I shall clear my schedule of trivial interruptions, and we can proceed with the recreation of the Mandeville weapon forthwith. Sweet. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Radzat. This is so slapstick. It's great. Sound the alarm. A prisoner is escaping. Not quite yet. Where is... Ooh. Mr. Sun, how wonderful to finally speak with you. Your cooperation in Lord Mandeville's weaponsmithing endeavor is highly appreciated. Regarding said endeavor, we've borrowed a corner of the high crucible in which to base our crafting station. If you would be so kind as to follow me. Our humble base of operations. You will no doubt be coming back and forth many times in the days ahead, so I strongly suggest that you attune to the city aetherite, if you've not done so already. Otherwise, I trust you are all set to proceed. One moment whilst I inform Lord Mandeville of your arrival. Oh, welcome, yo, welcome. With your stalwart assistance added into the mix, I have every confidence that this adventure in forging will be a complete success. And so, let us begin with a detailed exposition on the history of Mandeville weaponry. First of all, when I say Mandeville weaponry, what I refer to is the series of masterpieces crafted by the legendary artisan Godwin Mandeville, the first Lord of House Mandeville. Made with my Mystric Mandrium, these purportedly peerless armaments are perhaps our most prized treasures, or at least they were until someone misplaced them. Terrible housekeeping that. Fortunately, the time-worn manual in which Godwin penned his secrets is both intact and still within our possession. Thus, with that precious family heirloom in hand and a ready supply of purest ore, I intend to recreate that what was lost. The work, however, cannot proceed without a few more key ingredients. I should like to call upon you to procure said materials, as well as provide a seasoned adventurer's perspective on the fruits of our labor. Excellent. I knew I could count on you. As a goldsmith, crafting weaponry is akin to venturing into the unknown territory, and I would place my trust only in the most proficient guides. Speaking of which, may I introduce one of the very best in the business. Come on over, my friend. Hey, this guy. Bloody hells, I had a feeling you were the adventurer his lordship mentioned was helping out. Like a fly on a shite when you catch a whiff of shiny new weapons, ain't ye? Come on, this'll be fun. Oh, aye, like a barrel full of plague-ridden hussars. Look at this gill-addled dandy I'm forced to hammer for. I'd rather drag me stones across hot coals than forge yet another rich old bastard's trinkets. Is that the way of it, then? I contacted Ro and hoping to employ the talents of Eorzea's finest smith. But as you clearly have no interest in providing me with your services, I shall hire another artisan. We can put this talk of stones and coals behind us. Wait, you've got me all wrong, your lordship. That was just a bit of Smitty humor to lighten the mood. I would be honored to work on your trank or Mandeville weapon. So here's the thing. I already spent the coin. This job will bring me on some right fancy bottles of the Thavnarian liquor. I can't afford not to do it. So that means we're back in business, yes? Marvelous. Aye, it's bloody splendid it is. Your crew is all present and accounted for, so let's go get to smithing. There is not I'd like to do more. Presently, however, there are 3 conundrums which stand between us and making any Mandergirl armament a reality. The first of these is the devising of a method for working the Mander room. From what I've been able to decipher from the manual, the process is quite demanding. You just leave that to old Garrett. I've yet to meet a metal I can't beat into shape. Oh, then I shall cede the chore to your artisanal ingenuity. The second is the crafting of ornamentation, which will amplify the weapon's etheric intensity. If it's a sturdy blade you need, then I'm your man, but fiddly bits of decoration are not in me smithing wheelhouse. Then 'tis fortunate that fiddling with bits is most assuredly in mind, though it shall no doubt be a challenge. Creating suitably exquisite ornaments is a task well suited to me and my goldsmithing hammer. As for the third and final problem wanting for resolution, we require a vial of Manderville. If one has access to an industrial-sized alchemic furnace, it should be possible to extract this superlative mineral oil from a Mandarin-rich meteorites. Assuming I've understood what I heard in the process, this oil is the key to maximizing ethereal conductivity. And thanks to the good graces of the High Crucible, we have the extraction apparatus we require right here. All that remains is to collect 3 or so goodly chunks of Mandarin meteorite. That will be your charge, yo. Right then, I will see about preparing materials for my share of the workload. I'll start stroking the flames. Sounds like we'll need them nice and hot. Renoa's asked me to tell you somewhat. Seems like one of her lackeys has also bloodily conveniently set up shop over by the aetherite, and just might have the meteorite chunks we need. Lass by the name of Jabruna, I think it was, could save you some searching, but she sure as shite ain't giving out skyrocks for free. Jabruna. Of hammers and Jabrana in the Aetherite Plaza. I expect she's got the meteorite chunks you need, but like I said, they won't come cheap. You must be the famous Yo. Mistress Renoa said to expect you, and to assist with any procurement requests. Mandarium meteorite. Why yes, we happen to have cornered the market on that particular asset. Only so many of them fall from the sky, you see, and collectors offer top gilt for such rarities. In your case, however, I've been instructed to request payment in an alternative currency. Say it with me now. Allegan Tombstones. The rate is 500 Allegan Tombstones of casualty for one chunk of Mandarium meteorite. I'll be here whenever you're ready to make the trade. God damn it. I shouldn't have bought that earring. This'll have to wait then. Well, at least it's right here. Alright, so that's gonna do it for Hildibrand. So I'm gonna stop the video there.